flag here, so we'll do the pledge. Okay? I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
I'm sure everybody understood every word of that.
Okay, roll call, please, Town Clerk.
Councilman Majak,
Here?
Councilman Flynn,
Here.
Supervisor Keane.
Present. I don't think I have to do the fire safety notification. I don't think. We'll
Come
end
on.
that,
It's too bad no one took me up on that. Come on,
Coffee.
But if anyone appearing before the town board has a family, financial, or business relationship with any member of the board, it's incumbent upon that person to make it known under state law and the town code of ethics. I move that we approve the regular town board meeting minutes from April 15th, 2020, and the executive sessions, April 22nd, 2020, and the special session, April 22nd, 2020. Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? On public comment on old business, there are 4 items that were listed under old business on the website. Item number 4 is being tabled. So there are 3 items now, and there was no public comment, no email was received. So I'll move right ahead with item number 1 under old business. I move the town board to approve final payment and release retention to William T. Spader, Fire Protection Contract Number 5 for the Brush Mountain Community Activity Center project, and that's in the amount of $20,225.33, which is an increase of 13.95% from their original bid amount.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 2, I move the town board to approve the final payment and release a retention to Numarco Incorporated Plumbing Contract for the Brush Mountain Community Activity Center project, and the final contract amount was $638,614. 6 change orders resulted in a net decrease, of $385.49, and that represents a decrease of 0.53% from the original bid amount.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 3, I move the town board to approve partial release of retention to Javen General Construction, contract number 1 for the Brush Mountain Community Activity Center. And the final contract amount to date is $12,748,449.87. 15 change orders for the project resulted in an increase of $653,121.87, and that represents an increase of 5.4% from the original amount bid. Is there a second?
Second? Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. And again, item number 4 regarding the contract with Telco Construction is being tabled for this evening. So the next thing is commenting on the new business, and there are 10 items under new business, and there was no one sent an email regarding public comment before we address these. So I'll move on to number 1. And number 1 is I make a motion for the town board to approve the Community Activity Center's new fee structure, and that has been posted online. You just click on Community Activity Center or Community Center, and it's all there. And it's also been sent to the media local newspapers.
Second?
Is there a second?
Second?
Good. Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing no one, motion carried.
Item number 2, move the town board to authorize the supervisor to sign the New York State DEC Speedy General Permit for stormwater discharge and small municipal separate storm sewers permit number GP 010002 and schedule a public informational meeting on May 20th, 2020 at 7 p.m. Stormwater Phase 2 Annual.
Second. Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing no one, motion carried.
Item number 3, move the town board to authorize advertisement in Orchard Park B for the testing backflow prevention device 2020 bid.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on the question.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Pat. I need
Okay,
to
I'm
read,
sorry.
one more line here. That's my fault. The sealed bids will be received at 2 p.m. on May 28, 2020 in the Supervisors Conference Room at Orchard Park Municipal Center.
Okay, now is there a second?
Yes. Second.
Hannah seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none opposed, motion carried.
4, move the town board to authorize the town attorney to proceed with the dedication of the public improvements with the Shadow Lane extension constructed under PIP number 2019-01 and authorize the town clerk to release the performance security in the amount of $90,000.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor?
On the question, hey, on the question?
Wayne
On
Beal.
the yes, on the question. John, we have an issue with the easements that have come in the property boundaries still, but I think we can go ahead contingent upon us squaring that away with them and then you filing them. That's how I view that. Is that correct?
I don't follow you, Wayne.
Okay, the easements, the descriptions, and the right-of-way descriptions of the land takings and fee, there's some issues with them. They moved on what they did with their plane coordinates and how they're dealing with it. There's an error in that. Ken's been working with them. They've made a lot of progress on it, but there's still some issues with that. They're going to get it squared away. I'm assuming we can proceed, and then once we get that squared away, which will be, this week, we can file them then.
Yes,
Okay,
we
so
can
what
pass
you're
this resolution, and when they're the right shape, get them over to me, and I'll just send them down to the clerk's office.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and so that we understand, we're not releasing any money until all that paperwork is in place.
Correct,
We're
yeah.
approving
I
the-
recommend.
Well, there's no money involved in it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, no, we're releasing them of the performance securities, but we're passing that, but it's contingent upon getting all the paperwork in place.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes. Yep. That makes sense.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Item number 5, move the town board to approve the traffic order of Shadow Lane stop sign posting at the intersection of California Road and Shadow Lane.
Second. Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no one, motion carried.
Item number 6, move the town board to approve hydrant fees per Erie County Water Authority lease management agreement for Shadow Lane Public Road Extension PIP number 2.
Question. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Item number 7, move the town board to authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement with Aquatech Environmental, Inc. for professional services for all town pond lake maintenance, treatment, and stocking. And just let me read a couple things here. Professional consulting for yearly environmental services for the town-owned ponds and lake, $2,500 deposit due in April, May. Non-pesticide water quality treatment services, excluding aeration for various town-owned ponds and lake, including Lyrica North and South, Holly Ridge, CRB East and West, Mile Strip Reclamation, Birdsong, Pleasant Acres, Canopi Pond, also Green Lake, and to complete New York State DEC permitting of fish stocking in specified town-owned ponds and lakes as per the attachment 3.0 and 3.1 fishery management agreement.
Is there a second? Motion made and seconded on the question. Fred, I just want to ask you while we're on the question. I see we're putting in more fathead minnows and golden shiners in Green Lake and black bass and crappie and perch. Is there going to be a Lions Club fishing derby, or is it with the COVID restrictions? We probably can't do that again this year, huh?
I would think that would be probably off the table, based what's going on this year at this point.
Okay. I was just wondering. I saw people fishing there today, quite a few, and they are spread out well. So. But there must be fish in there that they're catching, I would assume now.
Yeah. Wayne Beeler is our fish connoisseur. He would probably know.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing no one, motion carried.
I move the town board, this is item number 8. I move the town board to schedule a public hearing on May 20th, 2020 at 7 p.m. to amend the Orchard Park Code Chapter 101, peddling, soliciting transient businesses and mobile food.
Second.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Item number 9. Oh, sorry.
Opposed? Hearing no one, motion carried.
Item number 9. I move the town board to award the 2020 mowing.
Can you read that? Do you have the resolution in front of you, Connor?
Yeah, but I'm on a PDF, so I'm scrolling through.
Can I read it, John?
Yes, yeah.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, whereas the town of Orchard Park mows grass along town highways and cul-de-sacs and on subdivision entrances, whereas the town of Orchard Park has solicited responses to its request for proposal for providing mowing services for these parcels for the period beginning May 1st, 2020 and extending through the first week of October 2020, and whereas after careful consideration of the responses to the request for proposal, the town of Orchard Park has determined that the response from Jensen Lawn and Yard Care is most acceptable, and now therefore be it resolved that the town of Orchard Park awards its 2020 mowing contract to Jensen Lawn and Yard Care, and 2, services to begin under contract on May 1st, 2020, and extend through the first week in October 2020 at the weekly rate of $565, and all the other terms and conditions of the request for proposal response of Jensen Lawn and Yard Care are hereby accepted and incorporated herein.
Second?
Is there a second?
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And item number 10, I move the town board to appoint Dan Stanford, town assessor, and I'll read the resolution. Whereas the town of Orchard Park assessor position is presently vacant, and whereas the town of Orchard Park has conducted a search for a candidate to fill this vacancy, and whereas the town of Orchard Park has determined the candidate of choice is Daniel Stanford of 110 Victor Lane, Hamlin, New York, and whereas Daniel Stanford is ready, willing, and able to become the town of Orchard Park assessor, now therefore be it resolved that the town of Orchard Park hereby appoints Daniel Stanford to the Group 3 non-union position of town assessor. And 2, the effective date of appointment is May 4th, 2020, and the starting salary for this position is $86,000 per year with a one-time signing bonus of $4,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing no one, motion carried. Now it's time from the business from the floor, and I have three people send emails today, so I'll read these. You and Gene want to read any, Connor, or should I read all three, or do you have them in front of you, or should I just go ahead?
I don't have them in front of me, Pat.
I also do not.
Okay, good. Then I'll read all three. There's only three this time, so that's good. And I have a bottle of water with me. I didn't the last meeting, so I'm good.
Hey, you got a beautiful voice. You're good.
There we go. I won't sing. This one's from a Pat O'Brien, and his subject is tax increase. And he writes, "Thank you for your communication and transparency. Contracts cannot be changed, but the number of positions can be changed. In my workplace, we are held accountable and frequently, in difficult times, need to make reductions. Even distribution of reductions based on the percentage of the pie their unit costs the town. So 3 police, 1 white collar, and 1 blue collar might represent floor May 6th is her subject line. Dear Supervisor Keem, I hope you and your family are doing well at this point and staying safe. Thanks to all of you, the councilman and the town board and our employees for doing for Orchard Park during this state of emergency. I understand there'll be a public hearing to amend the town code relayed in from last week's work session that this issue may come up again at the May 6th work session and is on the agenda for the town board meeting on May 6th. I am writing to let you know I am strongly opposed to giving permits to mobile food vendors, food trucks in 2020 if they are located in or adjacent to any residential neighborhoods and town parks. In Eagle Heights at Pawtucket Park, even without a pandemic, there are multiple cars parking in front of the adjacent homes and down the connecting streets, congregating people to social distance, and great risk for the public to spill over onto the adjacent homeowners' driveways and property. We do not know the trajectory of COVID-19, but we know for sure it's not going to disappear this summer or fall. Mobile food vending food trucks should not be permitted in 2020 if they are located in or adjacent to any residential neighborhoods and town parks. We all pray that by the summer of 2021, there will be a vaccine or an effective therapeutics. To permit food trucks or mobile food vending in any neighborhood park or venue in Orchard Park in 2020 is not a responsible public health action for the residents of Orchard Park. Thank you for your assistance and kind consideration. Best regards, Sherry Pomeroy, 31 Red Brick Road, Orchard Park." The third and final one also comes from Sherry Pomeroy. So I'll continue. I think I'm still under the 4 minutes, John.
Yep.
She's
Fire away.
That's another item. Dear Supervisor Keem, thank you for all you do. The councilman, town board, town employees are doing for Orchard Park residents during this state of emergency. I truly appreciate it. I'm writing to request that town work sessions, town board meetings, and other committees, boards, task forces, etc., that ordinarily meet in person and are open to the public be conducted in a format that allows residents of Orchard Park to participate in real-time live virtual meetings. As a citizen, I must have an opportunity to hear information in real time and an opportunity to speak in real time as appropriate during all meetings. Please provide the same transparency to the citizens of Orchard Park that we had access to and meetings could be held in person prior to COVID-10 pandemic. This is essential to an open and transparent government during these challenging times. Thank you for your time and consideration. Best regards, again, Sherry Pomeroy. So those were the three business from the floor. If we want to respond to those, I suppose we can do so when we go around now. John, I have a response. I got an email from our IT guy, Paul Pepero, regarding why we're doing it the way we're doing it now. Again, I think we pointed out that the first town board meeting we did virtual when we had people call in, there were some obscenities. And I know some people some residents heard them, names and such. So we decided there must be a better way. And Paul wrote to me, according to John Bailey, our town attorney, we are afforded the ability to record the meetings and post on the website based at the state of emergency. If you want to open to the public to the meeting, but he doesn't want to make that decision, that's up to the board. And his opinion is always to keep the format as long as it's legal. And he could do it live possibly, but we know what happened the first time, and there'll be interruptions and the possibility of opening it up again to vulgarity. So that was Paul's comment there. The next thing I want to address is the state sales tax report. I did mention, I've had calls and emails from people. They asked us if we will, as we did our last meeting, keep people abreast of what's going on with the town finances and the sales tax and the revenue drop and that. And we did receive an email today from the Association of Erie County Governments, which is when this, obviously for the month of April, when we got affected by COVID, the sales tax current remittance transfer is 23.14% below the 2019 amount. That's a 23.14% drop in sales tax, which amounts to $6,689,495, almost $6,700,000 just for the second half of April. Now, earlier in the year, we were rolling along doing good. Sales tax before COVID hit, we're up 8.46 for the year. That's why year to date now, we're only down 2.06 year to date, which is $1,958,494. But as you can see, just being down $6,600,000 for the last couple weeks of April, it's not going to get any better soon. Again, we're down 23.14 for the last few weeks of April, and year to date, we're now 2.06% below where we.
This evening, Supervisor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gene. Connor Flynn, council member.
I'll be quick this week because I gave Remy an earful last week and gave his office a bunch of work, so I apologize for that. But so, just a few things from me. Number one, many residents have reached out to me both on the campaign trail this year or last year, and then also this year since I took office, about ways in which we could reach out to residents in a different format using social media. I have posted a social media plan to my own Facebook page, and I've also sent it to the various media outlets and other town officials for their review. I am looking for public comment and comment from town officials where possible to give feedback on that plan so it can be tailored and made to fit what we need in Orchard Park. Number two, Assemblyman Pat Burke's office and the New York State Department of Transportation have both reached out to me, pressing again for a shared services agreement with the New York State Department of Transportation. 97% of towns within Erie County currently have this shared services agreement with the Department of Transportation, and I'm of the opinion that it would really benefit residents of Orchard Park during a snow emergency. Obviously, you know, we've had some input about the potential risks with it, but hopefully that can move forward over the next several weeks before the snow hits in later this year. To just jump back to the comments from the floor, as far as the live streaming of meetings is concerned, obviously this is obviously a gray area, and we're working through it with a bunch of executive orders, and this is all very new to us. I'm of the opinion that these meetings should be live streamed. As far as the letter of the law is concerned, I think it's probably okay to do it in the format that we currently are. But the governor's office and also the committee for open government have both been on the record to say that the intent was in fact to live stream the meeting and provide contemporaneous access where possible. So hopefully that's something that we'll be able to do moving forward. And then finally, good job. I just wanted to give my thanks and kudos to once again to everyone in town government, especially our frontline workers, our highway employees, our police officers, everyone on the emergency management committee. They've been doing an incredible job, and we will get through this together as a one community, and we're all looking forward to this being over with. But please, just stick it out, and this too shall pass. And with that, I'm all set.
Thank you, Connor. You said 97%. There's 25 towns in Erie County, so that would be 4% for each town. It's probably 96. Maybe we're the only town that isn't in. I would imagine we're the only town that isn't in that agreement. But I actually reached out to someone to get a hold of John Bailey to discuss it. Okay. And I'm sure Ramey doesn't mind a lot of extra work. Ramey, you're up next.
Boy, Connor, thanks for the abbreviated version.
You're welcome. It was still long.
Just a couple of things. Connor and Pat, if you would email a summary of your comments to me so we can get them in the minutes to reflect what you've said, I'd appreciate that. Second thing is we, at some point in time, sooner rather than later, as I brought up in the work session, we do need to make a decision about allowing food trucks in 2020 or not allowing them. You'll have the rewritten code for your meeting in 2 weeks. I would hope at that time we can make a decision on what we're going to do. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Ramey.
Yep.
Town Attorney John Bailey.
I want to make a considered response to Connor's observation about the shared services agreement. That's been around for 10 years, and I've had the same objection to it for 10 years. The bottom line is that the state wants complete access to our equipment and materials without being responsible for that access. For me to give an opinion approving that amounts to malpractice. And if you consider signing the agreement in the format that is presented, I will file a formal objection. Now, in terms of talking to the state, I have had extensive conversations with them. I've stated my objection to that contract, and they supposedly ran it by their legal counsel and then spent 15 minutes telling me that it was an unreasonable request, that Orchard Park should be indemnifying the state, but not the other way around. So I guess my bottom line, it's a terrible agreement for the town of Orchard Park in its present format. If the state is willing to indemnify the town of Orchard Park in the same way that the state is requiring Orchard Park to indemnify the state, my objection disappears. And in terms of other towns in Erie County signing on to this, I'm reminded of what my mother used to tell me when I wanted something and cited the boy down the street having it. And she would say, I don't care what that guy's doing. I only care what you're doing. And that's my observation about this agreement and the rest of the towns in Orchard Park. It's a bad deal for the town.
Okay,
Present for me. And I'd be happy to reach out to this fellow again, Pat, but I know what he's going to tell me.
okay, yeah, well, I guess they're not gonna change it and,
Not to interrupt our turn, but John, could you get me a summary of your comments?
Sure.
Thank you.
thanks, John. Building Inspector Steve Bramer.
Nothing this evening.
Okay, Chief of Police Joe Werfritz.
Evening. I just want to remind everybody that with the nice weather and the COVID restrictions, there's a lot of people out walking dogs, riding bikes. We've noticed traffic starting to increase a little bit, and it's also people don't seem to be following the rules. So please be careful out there driving. We will stop cars, and we will write tickets. We want to make sure everybody stays safe. And there's, like I said, there's a lot of people out walking, riding bikes. We want to keep them safe. Watch your driving, please. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you, Chief. Highway Superintendent Fred Piasecki.
Thank you, Supervisor. Highway around town, we're back to full crews as of Monday, the 4th. We have 2 road sweeping crews out throughout the town on a regular basis, daily basis. We're in the process of taking care of any snowplow damage in lawn areas, and especially anything in the cul-de-sacs and right-of-ways. So that's repaired. We've started some drainage work. We're in additional finishing up with a little brush pickup overlap, and we'll have a couple leaf trucks out the next couple of days, trying to tidy up some of the bigger areas that we can get the leaves cleaned up. That's where we are.
Okay, thanks, Fred. Town Engineer Wayne Beeler.
Nothing additional.
Okay, I think that's everyone. So at this time, I move for approval of bills in warrant number 9.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Connor, you going to do the communications?
Yes. I move the government insurance disclosure statement to be filed in the town clerk's office.
Do them both together, Connor.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. And I also move the first quarter tonnage report from Republic Services to also be filed in the town clerk's office.
Is there a second?
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. There are no reports this evening. And before I move for adjournment, I would just like to do so in memory of Jack Shanahan, who passed away last week. Jack was the Town of Orchard Park Recreation Director from May 15th, 1986 to December 31st, 2002. And I adjourn the meeting in memory of Jack Shanahan, a longtime town employee. Is there a second?
Second?
Motion made and seconded. So with all town business finished for this evening, I move for adjournment. It's been seconded. So everyone have a great evening.
Hey, Pat, we didn't vote
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. We need to vote.
Oh. I didn't realize that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. How many opposed? None. Okay, now we're adjourned. I'm sorry. Thanks for pointing that out. Have a great evening.
Good night, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Good night.
Everyone stay safe. God bless you.